Hello, my friend. How you doing today? Today is Sunday, January the 8th. I'll be posting this on Monday, January the 9th, 2023. So happy Monday. I hope you're doing well, or whenever you may be seeing this, sometime maybe in 2023 or beyond. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm covering from page 74 to page 106 from the Aquarian Gospel, and it's just a retelling of how Jesus, apparently, according to this author, traveled to India and studied under these Indian masters of secret knowledge, and he studied under Egyptian masters of secret knowledge and Hindu teachers and Hindu healers and so on and so forth. So there was nothing that really jumped out at me from this section that I wanted to share with you, which makes this video pretty straightforward. It is essentially, it's funny, on page 78 there is a mention of Zarathustra, who was one of the teachers apparently that he ran into, and so that name is coming up again, and so I'm going to be looking into that, which was the name used by Nietzsche for one of his famous works that I'm going to be reading shortly. Beyond that, there's very little of account to share with you. I'll just have to keep digging through it to see if there's anything else worthwhile. The only thing that I found interesting was from the introduction about the estimate that they had given for the sun going around the Milky Way galaxy and taking 26,000 years, when actually it takes, they estimate 226 million years. So on such a large scale, it's as if time has stopped. The Milky Way galaxy will take 226 million years to make a single rotation. It's as if it is stopped from our perspective because we are on such a tiny scale. Whereas on the massive scale, the larger you get, the time seems to slow down. When you take a small toy car and you throw it across a tabletop, it just zips by, right? But if you take a large car on a highway and you watch it go off an embankment, it seems to go in slow motion, even bigger, right? And the bigger you get, the slower things seem to move. The sun is moving at 230 kilometers per second around the Milky Way, but it appears to be stopped on one of the arms of the spiral galaxy. And so as you increase in size, God must have had a purpose when he created the massive size of our galaxy to allow us to experience time on a scale that would make sense for us, so that from outside of the universe, our entire universe could just be, a firework explosion, kaboom, that's it, and it's done. But from within, where we are situated, time seems to have slowed right down so that we are able to experience a lifespan in harmony with our surroundings. Does that make sense? Ptolemy was mentioned in the previous book that I studied, the Gnostic Gospels, and apparently he was a Gnostic teacher. Now his teachings are with us to this day. He was a famous mathematician. He lived around the 1st century. He wrote about music, astronomy. He discovered the constellations. The brightest star in our sky we call Sirius is from the Dog Star, and the brightness of that constellation we now believe to be the closest galaxy to our galaxy, called the Sirius Dwarf Galaxy, or the Dog Star Galaxy. I mean, traditionally we thought it was Andromeda, which was 4.5 million light years away, but apparently this little dwarf galaxy is actually closer and is on a collision course with our galaxy, just like Andromeda is. But these time scales are billions of years. But the fact that Ptolemy apparently was a martyr, that he had confessed to being a Christian and was put to death by the Romans, that has been scrubbed essentially from history. You won't find that on Wikipedia, but you can find that in the ancient Gnostic Gospels that give an account about Ptolemy. But all these thoughts about the vastness of space, and that's just our one galaxy, and they're saying that, well, within 500 million years to 1.5 billion years, the sun will expand so that life on Earth will be impossible anymore, and so on and so forth. We're dealing with timescales that are so far beyond what we'll ever be able to experience. It's as if our perfectly created solar system is in perfect balance and perfect harmony. Now, we know that there's, suggestions of global catastrophes that can happen. But as far as our perspective goes, we've been created to experience a reality that is in perfect balance. All we have to do is look at the size of the moon and the sun in the sky. What is the chance that two objects that are so far distant from one another take up the exact same space in the sky? That's how you have a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse of the sun and whatnot. They take up the exact same space. Now, scientists tell us that eventually that will drift and it won't be the exact same size, but the history that we're able to experience, these several thousand years that we're able to experience of human history, the moon and the sun take up the exact same space in the sky. You would not be able to do that. It would be like trying to take a golf ball, hold it out at your hand, and then take a basketball, a kilometer away and try and get it so that they take up the exact, or a marble and a weather balloon or something. You know what I mean? Like you would have to try and figure out a way to and then keep it at that position, and then have one rotate in fixed orbit around the other, and the other one is totally separate, that is being rotated totally independent from the trajectory of the. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling, the simple fact that the moon and the sun take up the same space in the sky from our visual perspective. And we just take it for granted. We think nothing of it. Oh, well, it's just coincidence and that's just the way it is. No, it's not the way it is. It's the exact perfection of the creation of God, that He is able to create to such a fine detail and on such a massive scale and such an infinitely small scale at the same time. Should blow our minds, but it is what it is. We are unable to see because our vision is veiled from the perfection of God. We think, everything's just random chance, and we just evolved and this, that, and just the way, we are unable to lay it to heart. The Gospel of Thomas said that the kingdom of God is spread out amongst the earth, but people fail to see it. We cannot see it because it's like we're blinded to the majesty of God that is continually witnessing to us every day. It's saying that day to day gives forth speech of the majesty of God. So every day there's a beautiful, unique sunset. Every day a beautiful, unique sunrise. And those events of nature declare the glory of God to us if we will but open our eyes and open our ears and see and experience and hear the beauty of nature in the birds singing, and see with our eyes the beauty of nature in the sunsets and the sunrise. So I wish I had more to share with you today, but that's all I have for now. I'm just amazed by the mercy of God, that He has been so kind to us and given us time to experience this life so that we can learn and grow and prepare our hearts to spend eternity with Him in an appreciation of His kindness and mercy towards us. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you very much. Be good to yourself. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. And that's all for now. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. Happy Monday. Take care now. Bye-bye.